On to race number 5 then, our feature race for Wednesday night. It is the Manawa 2 Racing Club Challenge Trophy over the 1,800 metres. It's a Class 2 contest headed by Dr. Jeff, runner-up. Well, his last start behind Rise High, beaten by the same horse the start before. Course and distance for the first time for him. Literature, 2-time winner over the 1650. Insatiable, his first up since December, just his second start in Hong Kong. Pikachu, last start distance winner at Sha Tin. Winning Faith, runner up behind Prawn Barber last time. He's a 3-time course and distance winner this season. And down to Rickfield, who was 5th behind Pikachu. Last time out, beaten 2 3/4. Just the 9 go round in our feature. Now, we've made our way across to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map for this one, Brett, and it looks like Jolly Jean, well, all things being equal, everything we know, he should land in front and dictate.
Yep, that's you'd be a pretty safe bet, wouldn't it, to think that he'll be there. Winning Faith might roll forward. Pikachu, of course, a last start winner. Obviously, Dr. Jeff's a very interesting runner coming to Happy Valley for the first time, but barrier number 2 is a bit of a positive, I would have thought. Insatiable is quite a decent horse, but he's obviously had some soundness issues. He's had quite a solid prep going in. Sharp Sailor's a horse that could end up 1 out, 2 back, but has been a horse that's got moving at some stage if they slow up in the race, so that's a possibility as well. I'm done with Helene Charisma, Andrew. I'm not even going to go there. Literature will probably get back. Rickfield, oh, look, I've been thinking that he's close to a win for a while. Recently, he's been at Sha Tin. Maybe back to the Valley's a positive for him.
All right, so good race. Some interesting runners here, though, Paul.
Yeah, it's a really good race, this one, the Class 2. The first one we're going to look at here is Literature. He's going nice. He's been going well all season, actually. He's won 2 of his last 4, and now the last 2 have been placed, and he continues to do what he does. He works well and races well. There's barrier 3, so get a nice run. Don't know if he is further back than he will be on that speed map. Insatiable, the next one, as you mentioned, he's had issues, this horse. Only had the 1 start and did run 3rd behind Singapore Sling, so it's not a bad form race in his only run that he's had here in Hong Kong. And Winning Faith is another one that's had a really good season. Loves Happy Valley, this horse. Nice, big, strong horse, and his track work's been pretty good. Alberto Senna was doing the work on him here this morning, and he'll take the ride on race day.
Barrier 7 for Winning Faith. We'll look at him again in a second. We're going to start off, though, with Dr. Jeff. Him finishing 2nd last time. Of course, he's come through the 4-year-old series as well, Dr. Jeff. Beaten by Rise High, and I've got a lot of time for Rise High as well. I think he's a nice horse.
Yep, I think we all have, Andrew. And look, as you say, Rise High is last 2. Prior to that, he was behind Ping Hai Star, and prior to that, behind Singapore Sling. So this is some really strong form behind Dr. Jeff. Coming to the Valley, Paul, can be a little daunting for any horse at any time. And we can see here that he does rock and roll about a little bit.
He's out trying to buy a donut, isn't he, out on the outside fence there. He does move around a bit, but he has trialled well at Happy Valley before. So from an inside draw, I think he should be okay. He should be on the inside there.
All right. No concerns there then, hopefully. Have a look at Winning Faith faring best here, along with Pikachu, Sharp Sailor, and the hard-pulling Literature.
Yeah, Winning Faith's gone back to the trials since his last start and finished 2nd for Alberto Senna behind Eagle, who we'll focus on later on in the program. But he's been a real revelation this season, Winning Faith. When he first arrived, he was a big unit, took a few runs to get going. Now he's 15 starts in, 3 wins, 4 minors, and on the verge of a high achievement bonus should he be winning there on Wednesday night. The trial recently suggested he hasn't lost anything.
No, I've got him in. I've got Literature in as well. I think both those 2 can run pretty well. The only little thing with Winning Faith is the draw. It's just a little bit tricky.
Yeah, we saw that speed map. They sort of had him outside the lead potentially, which could be possible, but who knows?
All right.
There's a query.
Insatiable, very interesting, right? Just 1 start under his belt, off the track since December. So let's hear from trainer John Size.
John, Insatiable runs on Wednesday night, hasn't raced since December. What's been the issue that's kept him out of action for this long?
He had a fracture in one of his hind legs, and he had 4 months rest with that. It seems fine. He's done plenty of work and a couple of trials. He seems in pretty good shape. So I'm happy to run him. He's raced at Happy Valley before. He's run well there. So I think he'll acquit himself well.
That form from Happy Valley stacks up pretty well, 3rd behind Singapore Sling, who obviously went on to win the Classic Cup.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they were a couple of nice horses on the improve at that stage. But 1,800 metres at Happy Valley, it's a good test for him, especially without a race. But his trials have been good, and he seems like a horse that has some staying ability. So I think he might have the stamina for it.
So what would you be looking at for next season with him then, given also that staying ability that he showed when he was in Ireland prior to coming here?
Well, I've got no special plan for him. He might get 2 races before the end of season. There's another one coming up, and then depends where his rating goes. If he has the quality to run in the better races, we'll head him towards them. But we'll find out pretty quickly, I think, what his fate is and how high he can go.
What's he like as a horse, John?
He's got a good temperament, and he seems sound. So those 2 things are very important in any racehorse. So there's nothing really that you could wish that he had. I think he's got all the attributes required.
He's an interesting story as far as breeding is concerned as well, because the sire, Raj, was unraced, but we'll save that story for another time. He looks like a nice horse.
Yeah, no, he's decent. He's got a decent enough engine. Obviously, it's a pity that he's had that bone fracture problem, but yeah, I found it difficult to leave him out just because I think he's got a lot of quality.
Yeah, I think he'll improve the run, but I've still got him in there. Yep.
Yeah, well, he's, second favourite at the moment. Who's on top, though, Paul?
Oh, Dr. Jeff. I've got Dr. Jeff on top. I think this is... Happy Valley's going to suit the horse, and he's been coming out of some really strong form races. Literature's been consistent. Winning Faith just could overcome a tricky draw, and Insatiable for 4th. 1, 2, 7 and 4, but I'd go Exotics.
Fair enough, Paul. I'm going to go with Winning Faith. I just think he's racing so well, and I think there's still a little bit more room for improvement. He's got the benefit of experience at the Valley over Dr. Jeff, and that was maybe the difference. Pikachu, obviously, a last start winner, and I think he'll run well from a nice little barrier with Victor's £10 claim, and Insatiable just on class alone. Setbacks, soundness issues, but there's a lot of quality there. 7, 1, 5 and 4. I thought the 1, 7Q might be the way to go.
Yeah, Dr. Jeff on top for me. We've all got 1, 7 and 4 in the numbers there in the feature. Right, that was race number 5. Up next for us, the 6th. It's over the Flying 5. It's a Class 3.